Good morning. I have a great idea. Let's go out and do the walk outside right now. Okay? Okay? Yeah. Everybody ready? No? Okay, well, we'll just do this then. Here, hold a second. It did. Okay, let me take this thing off. This is really warm. Whew, hi. Wow. That's okay, that's not maybe that's not Hi. It was very warm. Is everybody keeping warm today? Yeah. Good. Hey, remember, oh gosh, a few years ago when we moved into this building and this wall was like this, and we had a space at the bottom about like that, and we had weeds growing up, and nobody sat on the outside, but if they did, we had blankets for everybody. Remember how cold it was in here? My goodness, we've come a long way. Okay, stuff going on. Well, oneness blessing today. Sandra, you want to say something about that? Go.
On the second Sunday of every month, we have what's called the oneness blessing. And if you've never had one, you probably go, so what's that? It's a quieting of your mind. And in this time of year, when things are so hectic and we have family situations and occurrences, having your mind quiet to hear your spirit is real important. So I want to encourage you today after service, if you've never had one or if you have had them and maybe it's been a while, to step back into the room here in the back for my husband and me to participate in being conduit for that oneness energy that flows through us to you. There's a little handout on the back table. We're not doing anything to you. It's a oneness energy that has been grounded on the planet that we are a conduit for. And so I encourage you to take advantage of that. Thank you.
Second service today at 6 o'clock. What's second service about, hon? And then on Tuesday is essential oils, HCC holiday party, and mind shifters on Wednesday. And also make sure you plan on being here for Christmas Eve services with Christopher. That'll be a lot of fun.
Second service is Jesus Unplugged, spirituality without, or Jesus without all that religious dogma of you've got to believe the way I believe, and this is the way it has to be, otherwise you're not going to go to a really happy place when you die. It's without all that garbage. It's just pure love. It's just pure understanding of the spiritual principles that Jesus bestowed. Tonight we're going to do the metaphysical aspects of the birth of Christ. Every aspect, every statement in that story has metaphysical impact on your life. Who are the three wise men in your world right now? What does the star mean in your life right now? And you do have them, and I will share with you and bring to your awareness how those things are active in your life right now. So whether you're a follower of Jesus or not, please join us. It's going to be really fun, and it'll be worth getting out in the cold.
I get that wise man, wise guy thing confused, so, you know, I know.
Good thing it's so small.
Kelly's dad, passed away. They're having a celebration of life at the community center next Saturday from 1 to 3. So if you can be there, that would be wonderful. Wonder why the lips weren't moving. Couldn't breathe.
That's not helping anything.
Well, it couldn't hurt. Couldn't hurt. We do have a couple of patron saints. George Carlin and John Lennon. And John, we've got this gift of love, but love is like a precious plant. We can't just accept it and leave it in the cupboard or just think it's going to get there by itself. You've got to keep watering it. You've got to really look after it and nurture it. True. And George, Presbyterianism is the belief that when you die, your soul goes up on the roof and gets stuck. Hey, it's George. Who knows? Who knows? Things that make you go, Arsenio Hall is back on the air after, 25 years? Doesn't look like he's aged a day. It's like, what is that all about? Oh. Many men are like untrue sausages. Whatever you stuff them with, that is what they will bear in them. Okay. One does what one is. One becomes what one does. That's true. And look for the ridiculous in everything. You'll probably find it. This was interesting. About 1435, there appeared in Paris a bright red fabric unlike anything anyone had seen before. The ladies loved this colorful cloth made by Giles and Jehan Gobelin. It was so much more vivid in color that the precious red material, and it was rumored that the Gobelin brothers had sold their souls to the devil in order to learn how to make this dye. People accused the craftsmen of sorcery, and their name was used in an expression of an evil spirit. Though the years through the years, a letter was dropped from their name, and goblin was formed. Interesting. Did I have one more? I do have one more. Cher's real name, Sherilyn Sarkisian. Chuck Norris, Carlos Ray, Anya, Ethne Nee Brunonian. I don't know. Hulk Hogan, Terry Jean Boulay, and Ice-T was Tracy Morrow. Now, you just learned great facts there. Strange definitions: an adult, a person who has stopped growing at both ends and now grows in the middle. Beauty parlor, a place where women curl up and die. Cannibal, someone who is fed up with humans. Chickens, oh, you're going to love, you know I'm not. The only creatures you eat before they were born and after they're dead. A committee, a body that keeps minutes and wastes hours. Dust, mud with the juice squeezed out. An egotist, someone who is usually knee-deep in conversation. Oh, this is a good prayer. Heavenly Father, help us remember that the jerk who cut us off in the traffic light last night is a single mother who worked 9 hours that day, is in rushing home to cook dinner, help with her homework, do the laundry, and spend a few precious moments with her children. Help us to remember that the pierced, tattooed, disinterested young man who can't make change correctly is a worried 19-year-old college student balancing his apprehension over final exams with his fears of not getting his student loans for next semester. Remind us, Lord, that the scary-looking bum begging for money in the same spot every day is a slave to addictions that we can only imagine in our worst nightmares. Help us to remember that the odd couple walking annoyingly slow, old couple.
Odd couple?
We're both, aren't we? Old and odd. Help us remember that the old couple walking annoyingly slow through the store aisles and blocking our shopping progress are savoring this moment, knowing that based On the biopsy report she got back last week, this will be the last year that they will be able to shop together. Heavenly Father, remind us each day that of all the gifts you give us, the greatest gift is love. It is not enough to share that love with those that we hold dear. Open our hearts not to just those who are close to us, but to all humanity. Let us be slow to judge and quick to forgive. Show patience, empathy, and love. Working for God on earth doesn't pay much, but his retirement plan is out of this world. Oh, this was, I've done this one before. I did this in 2008, so we'll see if anybody remembers this one. Some of you might. One night about 11:30 p.m., an older African-American woman was standing on the side of the Alabama highway trying to endure a lashing rainstorm. Her car had broken down and she desperately needed a ride. Soaking wet, she decided to flag down the next car. A young white man stopped to help her, generally unheard of in those conflict-filled 60s. The man took her to safety, helped her get assistance, and put her in a taxi cab. She seemed to be in a big hurry, but wrote down his address and thanked him. 7 days went by and a knock came on the man's door. To his surprise, a giant console color TV was delivered to his home with a special note attached. Thank you so much for assisting me on the highway the other night. The rain drenched not only my clothes but also my spirits. Then you came along. Because of you, I was able to be by my dying husband's bedside just before he passed away. God bless you for your helping me and unselfishly serving others. Sincerely, Mrs. Nat King Cole. Cool. Cool. All right. When asked by a young patrol officer, do you know how? No, you were speeding. This 83-year-old woman talked herself out of a ticket by saying, yes, but I had to get there before I forgot where I was going. I dare anybody to try it. Just try it. Okay. Two blondes were sipping their Starbucks when a truck went by loaded with rolls of sod. I'm going to do that when I win the lottery, announced blonde number one. Do what? Asked blonde number two. Send my lawn out to be mowed.
Driving their trees around. It's kind of fun.
Sandra had it last. Oh, it's right there. Right where you were. You had it last.
Well, you cue that up.
Okay.
A couple of things I want to let you know about. In January, we're going to, the church is going to be offering some classes. The church is offering the classes, so if you pay by check, you'll be paying directly to the church, the Divine Fellowship. The first class is going to be January 11th. We'll let you get through the holidays. And I will be facilitating, even though it's a church-sponsored class, I will be facilitating a 2014 forecast. And we'll be using the tarot cards to look at what the focus of this next year will be for you, and what each quarter holds and what you might want to look at. The future is fluid. So this is not to tell you what your year is going to be and you can sit back and let it happen. This is to give you a heads up of what you might want to focus on and what action would help you to expand on this next year for yourself, to make it the best that it can be for you. So yes, you're going to need to sign up because you'll need at least 2 tarot decks to do that. And if you don't have them, then I will supply them for you, but I need to know in advance. So that's January 11th, and the cost of that's going to be $40. Starting in January, the third Thursday of every month, the church is also going to sponsor us a intuitive development class. So again, if you're attending the class, you're going to make your checks out to Divine Fellowship. And that class is $20, and we are going to look at all aspects of developing your intuition. So those are upcoming for you. Also wanted to just do a little bit of housekeeping business here. We've had some people who have expressed concern that there are side conversations going on during services and they can't hear. So this is why we start church at 10-ish. So you can get here at 10 and chat with all your friends, and then when services come, Phil kind of stirs everybody up and we get used to talking and all that sort of thing. But there are people that are saying that they're having trouble hearing because of side conversations going on. And this is not, you don't have to sit silently, just, because there's times when you go, oh yeah, man, I really get that, or well, I don't know what she's talking about. So whatever, just know that those are way okay. It's just if you have a conversation you need to carry on, if you take it into the entry area, it's like a giant funnel and your voices are going to carry right in here. If you take it in the fellowship hall or the kitchen, it's like a giant funnel and your voices are going to funnel right back in here. If you go in the back room, the angel room back here, they're waving back there, hello. It's soundproof back there. So that's soundproof glass. And you can even go in there and turn the volume off so you don't have to hear what's going on out here if you don't even want to hear. Yeah, Phil's back there, they're cheering. Can't hear you. Ha ha. Can't hear you. So if you have a conversation, if you haven't seen the person you're sitting next to for weeks and you want to say hello, that's wonderful. Just realize that some people are having difficulty, and we've repeatedly been asked to kind of make you aware that your voices are a little disruptive. Also, with that said, I would ask that you have consideration for everyone during services, during the message, if people in the front here, you think you're the only ones here sometimes, and you have a conversation with the person that's speaking, people in the back can't hear you. And so when you talk to the person that's speaking, then they feel all left out. So try not to do that. If you have a comment, write it down, and you can share that with them later. But having an ongoing conversation with the person in the front of the room is really disruptive for the people in the back. So please try not to do that. We'll have to keep reminding you because not the same people show up every Sunday, so we'll do that. Just remember, you may be harder of hearing than you think you are, and your voice may be carrying further than you think it is. So just be careful with that. But we don't care if you talk, and you can go in the other room, and that's fine. So what are you signaling me? Oh, and there's hearing aid devices. What do you call those, Phil? That's good? Okay. So they amplify what's going on. They're hooked directly into the speaker system. Phil just fixed the back speakers, so they should be sending more volume to the back of the room and that sort of thing as well. So your consideration is greatly appreciated about that. So if you have any other questions about that stuff, just let me know. And Mr. Phil, the song would be?
Are you done yet?
I'm done.
Okay. It's Circle of Life